A shot to get into that gold medal match if I can get by Agassi, but he didn't. And now a new court here in Washington, D.C., another opportunity for him to maybe get a little bit of revenge, but certainly Agassi with the advantage. 6 wins in their last 6 meetings.
We are just about ready to go. There is one of the experienced umpires in the chair, Steve Ulrich, as he looks out over this crowd and the court. This is best of 3, semifinal action. Agassi to serve. First game, first set. Andre goes out wide like he oftentimes will do in that deuce court. Serves the fault. Ferreira overhits the two-hander. Will we see Ferreira use a one-hander on that backhand very often today?
Sometimes he'll go with the one-hander, the underspin. It'll keep in play, particularly if the ball's low. There's a good example of it there. Boy, and that's a good example of what Agassi's going to do. You can see how he moved inside the baseline. He tried to capitalize on the short ball and really put Ferreira on the run.
I think Agassi uses that kick serve to the ad court just about as well as any player in the game.
Well, it's a bad feeling when you get outside the doubles lines because you know you're going to be doing a lot of running.
Called a fault. 111 miles per hour right down the center. A few whistles. Crowd thought that was a good serve.
A couple of errors early for Ferreira, and I tell you, when you're opening up a match and you're serving, you know, you like to get an easy game in because it puts you out ahead 1-0. It's a good game for Agassi. Ferreira starting out a little rough here.
Nothing worse than being down break point on the first game of the match when you're serving.
Second serve.
Let second serve. Agassi taking a lot of pace off that second serve, only 72 miles per hour. Loves to put a lot of spin on that ball. Will go long, and so Agassi starts with a love game on his own serve. We're at the Legg Mason Tennis Classic. Stay with us. Agassi, 1-love. Wayne Ferreira in the near court now, ready to serve in the second game of the first set. Down love 1. Always like Wayne Ferreira's motion leaf on his serve. Very relaxed, easy. Of course, I say that, and he starts off with a double fault. Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, you jinxed him, Barry, but you're absolutely right. Ferreira does have a great motion. You know, it looks like he could serve all day long. Very fluid. He uses his legs. He's got a great finish, great pronation right at the contact point.
He didn't waste a lot of energy yesterday in that win against Vince Spadia. 3-setter, but he won the third set convincingly.
I tell you, this is not the start that Ferreira wanted. I mean, you do not want to let Agassi get out to an easy lead, because if Agassi starts feeling comfortable on the court, watch out.
And he plays fast, Agassi does. He loves to get on a roll. Love 30. Big chance early here for Andre Agassi. No. Let's have a little closer look at the Wayne Ferreira serve. Boy, it is a nice motion leaf.
A great motion. He rocks back and then moves forward. You can see knee bend up, uses his legs, and that's a second serve. So he's trying to use a little bit of spin to get from the bottom of the ball over the top of the ball.
Left first serve.
So we lost our replay, but trust me, it's a great second serve.
I agree with you, and I trust you, Leaf.
Well, I'll tell you, that is the serve he wanted to hit there. He was down, love 30. Now he's battled back to 30 all. And here's a look from the front. Good extension up. And you can see nice and smooth. He reaches up and just a beautiful fluid motion. Very uncomplicated.
Oh, miss hit. Best second serve he's hit in this game. Jumps up very quickly. Actually looked like a bit of a bad bounce on that high shot. Game point for Ferreira. Just wide. Ferreira thought he had the ace. Looks up at Ulrich. Ulrich will not overrule. we mentioned, a very strong international field appeared here on Monday.
And Agassi, look where he's standing, inside the baseline. His great forehand. Shoulders turn, and he really rotates through that shot.
Clean ace out wide, 101 miles per hour, but he took some pace off that ball. Spun it out wide, and now Ferreira with game point. And Ferreira holds. We are at 1 game all, first set. Andre Agassi, the number 2 seed here. Look at how he got to this semifinal.
Well, he beat his old Bolletary Ken David Wheaton in the second round. Christopher van Gars from Belgium, who he beat in the Davis Cup last week. And of course, the Canadian Leroux very convincingly in the quarterfinals. So Agassi has had a pretty comfortable road through here. I think that Davis Cup was a big boost for him because he did not play well in Europe. And now here he is on his favorite surface in one of his favorite venues. Remember, he's won this tournament 3 times. So he likes playing here in D.C., likes the heat.
No. That match against Van Garsleep on Thursday night, I was here that night, and I'll tell you, it was a very tough match. Van Gars, very strong. Boy, he hits the ball hard.
There's so many great players on the tour these days, so very deep. You can see we're pushing 90 here.
I think we just pushed past 90. Oh, no, that's 90 coming up.
I'll tell you what, on Wednesday here in the afternoon, we had temperatures of 119 on the court. I've never seen it quite that hot ever in Washington. It was just an amazing heat wave that came through. The guys were having to play at that time, and it was just overwhelming.
Well, this year they did a very smart thing, I think. They started the matches here every day at 4 o'clock. As Agassi goes out wide. Look at a few of the fans. Everything's relative. Not even 90 degrees yet today, and so it almost feels cool. And Agassi holds. Agassi 2-1 first set. 2-1. Agassi first set here at the Legg Mason Tennis Classic, Washington, D.C. as Ferreira now serves looking into the sun. Lee, from that far side, I think it's going to be a little tricky today with this bright sun.
Well, you know, and the heat too. This isn't the kind of heat that hits you in the head, in the face. It's the kind of a body punch. It'll get you by the second or third sets.
Ooh, that's going to be wide.
A little careless there from Ferreira. He set the point up beautifully, didn't he? He just tried to cut that drop shot too good. Again, he opens up the court, drives the forehand, and Agassi has this little shot.
Oh. Wow, that's a bad error. Should have won that point for sure. Now Ferreira catches the tape, and so that little drop shot may be costly. 15-30. Another chance for Agassi. Ooh, Ferreira out wide, 106 miles per hour. His third ace of the match.
And that is just a sweet motion. I mean, he never overhit that, but you can see it really pop through the court. That's a good lesson for you players at home. You know, don't try and overhit that serve. Just get it in the box. Think about making it, and your pace and your motion will carry the ball through the court.
One of Agassi's best shots, the two-hander down the line on the short ball.
Well, he's got the great down liner, but certainly the cross-court shot sets it up. Good recognition from Agassi to move forward there. Really had Ferreira on the run. Now a big chance here early for Andre.
Break point. Ferreira goes down the middle, misses. And a double fault. Ferreira with his second double of the match and a costly one.
Well, the double fault hurt, but I tell you, I think the drop shot on the second point, you know, you just can't give Agassi those easy points on your service games. I mean, Ferreira has played well coming in, but he's really started out a bit carelessly here. You can see he beat a resurgent Jimmy Arias. Jimmy Arias, 34 years old, came through the qualifying. Ferreira beat him 1-2. David Caldwell 5-3, and of course a pretty good quarterfinal against Spadia. Very convincingly 6-1 in the third.
This hit from Ferreira.
15.
And Spady was one of the guys who had to play on that very hot Wednesday. So he said that his legs were gone in that third set against Wayne Ferreira. So the heat a factor in how these guys have gotten here today.
That's just too good. There are two classic ground strokes from Wayne Ferreira. Very flat ball, Leaf.
Well, this is what Ferreira's going to have to do. I think he's going to have to beat Agassi to the punch when he can. And you can see when he's in position here, he's inside the baseline. He's got to go for his shots. It's a little bit of Agassi's medicine there.
Andre mixing that serve up well now out wide to the deuce court. As he has a look at all three balls, he'll pick the two that he feels are going to go through the air quicker. No.
30 all.
So Ferreira now with a chance to get back in this first set, 30 all. Andre in, knocks it off. Gave that one a little extra oomph. Didn't want to let Ferreira have a chance.
And this is just great tennis. You know, and Agassi says, when I'm moving well, I can create so much on the court. But look at the recognition. I mean, that's in the eyes. You got to make your feet go when you see your opponent on the defensive. Agassi really capitalizing beautifully there.
Game point Agassi to go to 4-1. No, catches the net, and so Andre Agassi. 4-1 first set from the Legg Mason Tennis Classic. Center court, H.G. William Fitzgerald Center here in Washington, D.C. as Andre Agassi has the 4-1 lead. This is best of three. Agassi trying to get into the finals here. Wayne Ferreira off to a very shaky start, I would say, Leaf. He's had a lot of opportunities and let him get away.
Yeah, and I think he may have been too pumped up because he's made errors too early in the point and hasn't really gotten into it yet. Still finding his rhythm. You know, you watch Andre Agassi play a shot like that, and I can't help but think of how Brad Gilbert said to Andre Agassi, I want you to play better on the opponent's second serve. And it's a good thing to concentrate on, trying to capitalize on your opponent's chances that he gives you. And Agassi has played well when he can dominate the point early off the second serve.
15 love Ferreira. Down a break, down 1-4. Yesterday in that match against Spadia, Ferreira, even though he was winning easily in the third set, Leaf, I thought he looked a little bit spent. See if he recovers here today. Two-hander goes wide.
He takes great pride in his fitness. I mean, he's a guy who's going to depend on his movement to win matches. He's a great shot maker, don't get me wrong, but he's got great legs. And what gets him around the court and gets him to the ball, that's going to be the way he wins matches.
15 all. Talk a lot about body language in tennis. To me, Agassi's body language today looks very alert. He's ready to go. Big forehand from Agassi. Gets the short ball, Leaf, lines it up and goes for it.
Well, Ferreira knows that you cannot give Agassi this shot. Look at this ball right in the middle of the court. I mean, this is lunch for Andre Agassi. And he just feasts on it. Look at that forehand. Tremendous power.
15-30, another chance for Agassi to go up 2 breaks here. Right on the baseline to receive. He'll move in. That will go long, and so now double break point for Andre Agassi. Big opportunity.
You know, the frustration beginning to show now for Ferreira. He has struggled, and you can see he cracked the racket. Again, easy unforced error. You can see the racket head snaps. We can get a look at it, but he had to go to the side to change racket, and that's an immediate warning for a player when he breaks his racket and has to replace it. So Ferreira now with 1 code of conduct violation.
game Agassi. Agassi leads 5-1.
And so Agassi now 5-1. Well, we're joined by the Bryan twins. Welcome, you guys, and congratulations on all your wins lately. You're still in the doubles here.
Yeah, we've been squeaking by these pros this weekend, and we're in the semifinals tonight.
But you're now a pro too, right? This is your first pro tournament on the ATP Tour. One of the first major events.
Pro 3 weeks ago, and this is our first ATP tournament, so we're real excited for this.
And you had a chance to play singles here as well?
Yeah, that's right. I got a wild card in the singles, and actually next week I play Andre Agassi, so I'm kind of scouting him out today.
What do you think of his play so far?
He's hitting the ball pretty big. I'm going to have to bring some real weapons to kind of match him.
If you're wondering who's who, Bob Bryan on the far side, the NCAA champion. Mike, his brother, right here with the mole. That's the only way I know Mike.
Yeah.
You're looking at the NCAA doubles champions. Agassi now 5-1.
I'm always so impressed with how early Agassi takes the ball. We were talking about that on the court yesterday, how these guys, take the ball early in the pros. What's the difference between pro tennis and college tennis?
Well, definitely in pro tennis, these guys make you pay for any of your mistakes, so you really got to work on your weaknesses. Any weakness is really exploited out here on the pros, and definitely you got to be taking the ball early to give these guys any chance to get in the point and make you really pay for it.
What are you looking for today, Bob, against Agassi when you do a little scouting number out here? Anything special, anything that he does differently?
Well, obviously I've seen him play many times. I've read many articles about him in magazines, so it's no mystery, but I'm going to just come out there loose.
All right, stay with us. 6-1 Agassi, first set. 2 out of 3, and it's great to see the Bryans alive and well. Andre Agassi with the first set, 6-1. Ferreira now serving first game, second set. We're joined in the booth here by the Bryan twins. Recently turned pro just about a month ago and have an amazing record in doubles. They have yet to lose, and so you guys are on a roll. On the far right, that is Bob and his twin brother Mike, and certainly you guys are off to a great start in doubles.
Yeah, it's going good so far.
Now, have you lost a match as pros?
No, I think so far we're 17-0, so hopefully we can keep that going tonight. Play a tough team.
So you won in Waco, Tulsa, Aptos, and now you're here in the semifinals in Washington, and you guys play this evening. How do you feel about your chances in the doubles tonight?
Well, we definitely got a lot of confidence right now. We got a tremendous run going, but we know it's going to come to an end sometime. So we're going to go out there. We've played these guys before. We lost to them last time, but now we know what to do against these guys. So going out there, give our best shot.
Go wide. What do you think about Ferreira's game, Mike? You like the way he plays from the backcourt?
Yeah, he's got weapons off both sides. His forehand's huge, his backhand's great too. His returns, it kind of plays like Andre, but Andre takes the ball a little earlier, hits a little cleaner.
$116-mile-per-hour first serve.
Great example of Agassi taking it early, isn't it? I mean, he just puts you on the defensive right from the first shot. Bob, what's Agassi doing here?
Well, he's inside the baseline on. Is that a first serve? And that's just amazing. I would be a couple feet behind the baseline taking a 116-mile-an-hour serve.
A lot of guys have the instinct of chipping that power serve, where Agassi likes to step in and hit it just as hard as you hit it.
Incredible hand-eye coordination.
Just wide.
My only win over Agassi in doubles. I'm 0-3 with him in singles, but I beat him in doubles. So that's the only way to beat Agassi, I felt, for a long time.
I didn't know you had any wins, Lee.
No, none.
Will go wide, and so Agassi wins it. Well, we want to thank the Bryan twins for coming up.
Thanks a lot, Barry.
All right, guys.
Good luck, you guys. Have a great week.
All right, guys.
We'll see you in Los Angeles. All right, take care. Andre Agassi serving into the sun now. As Andre walked over that time, he had another couple of looks up at that sun, which is a factor from that far side. Well, what happens at this point, Lee? How does Ferreira get back into this match?
Well, Ferreira was making a lot of errors early in the match, early in the point. Now he's starting to put a few more balls into play. Although he's down a break, I just sense that he's starting to play a little bit better. But it's very hard to play well against Agassi when he's running you side to side. better point from Ferreira there. He created a little opening down the line, just missed the backhand. This is a sign of a real professional. I mean, he's getting a pretty good hiding right now from Agassi, but he's hanging tough. He's trying to find a way to win.
Ooh, it looked like it might have been wide, but Ferreira didn't say a word. Agassi pulls that second serve out, mixing up so well.
That was a great, great serve. You know, it landed short in the box, and that's that key to that wide serve. You don't necessarily want to hit that one deep. You just want to get that angle wide, and Agassi right on the line.
Agassi throws that ball up, like the toss. So you can see him. He's really checking to see exactly where that sun is up there. Agassi goes to 40-15. Well, a guy who has been very close to Agassi for a number of years right there, Brad Gilbert, with his USA hat on.
Well, Gilbert's so instrumental on getting Agassi back to form this season.
Ooh, that's good. Ferreira just threads that two-hander up the line.
Well, this is one of Ferreira's best shots of the day. Right in the corner.
No call. Right on the sideline, and so Agassi holds. We are at 2 games to love. Second set. Every night at 10 on Fox Sports Net. It's Fox Sports News Primetime. All the scores, all the highlights, and all the breaking stories covering your hometown teams 7 nights a week. We are there. Fox Sports News Primetime. Every night at 10. Check your local listings.
Tell you what, that was a brilliant point from Andre Agassi. Ferreira with a big serve. Agassi with a beautiful counter on that backhand. Beautiful underspin. I mean, he is doing everything right today. Take a look at this. It's a good shot from Ferreira, but this forehand, you can see just a little off time.
No. Another miss hit.
Well, here's a look at the ankle that Ferreira's had so many problems with. He's got a Donjay rocket sock on to give him a little more support. He had surgery on that ankle last season, the end of last season. So he says, well, I always have a little bit of pain in my ankle, but I play through it. And is that ankle causing some of those unforced today? I think it may.
That tells the story right there. 29 unforced errors. Going to go wide.
The biggest factor may be the guy across the net from him. Unfortunately, Andre Agassi has not missed a ball today. I mean, he is red hot.
Agassi, who loves to play fast, and this will speed him up even more. Triple break point, a chance to go up 3-love here in the second set.
Wayne Ferreira has to play the point of his life just to get on the board on his service game.
15.
Agassi with a great counter, which leads for this. Can't quite hit the running pass, and a little stop volley. You can imagine Ferreira saying, geez, I finally won a point. Watch out. Ooh.
30.
You can see that Andre Agassi was licking his lips on that short forehand or backhand.
Still break point for Agassi. He has been successful on 3 out of 4 break points. Catches the net, and again Agassi converts. And so Agassi on a roll, 6-1, 3-love, second set. Leg Mason Tennis Classic, Washington, D.C., the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center, as the number 2 seed Andre Agassi on a roll on the right-hand part of your screen there, playing Wayne Ferreira from South Africa. I'm Barry McKay along with Leif Shiras, bringing you semifinal action here on Fox Sports Net. It has been all Agassi thus far, 6-1 Agassi, 3-love, with 2 breaks in the second set.
15-love.
Well, that looked like a tired forehand from Wayne Ferreira. And I feel like he's been on the ropes the whole match. Agassi has just been freewheeling with punches left and right, and Ferreira just has not been able to bounce back.
Lets it drop, wide open court. This match only 35 minutes old.
Well, this is his bread and butter. Look at how he prepares, and he really throws his whole body, his arm, his shoulder through. It's an amazing amount. That kinetic chain from preparation to the hit is phenomenal. The transfer of weight, the shift of power through the hit. Man.
30-15.
As we have mentioned so far, this match going very quickly, and those numbers tell the story.
And look at those unforced errors. Ferreira just not able to get on track. Agassi has kept him on the move, and he served well, so he's dominated his service game. So Ferreira has always been playing from behind.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man, that is spectacular. That is spectacular. On the dead run, he finds the opening cross court. I mean, that is a good return. Pretty heavy. Agassi just flicks across court, and Ferreira cannot track it down.
Actually took that ball early, Leaf. It's amazing he got to that ball. So Andre Agassi holds serve. We are at 4 games to love second set. This is quite an amazing display in the semifinals here from 2 guys ranked as high as both these players are.
You know, it's funny when I watch Pete Sampras play sometimes, I never see Pete Sampras really give guys a whipping like Agassi is giving Ferreira one today. The way Agassi plays, he can really administer this kind of lashing to a player because he just can rip the ball from both sides. And when he's on, he is just overpowering.
Well, like you said, Leif, his return of serve is so brilliant at times, which it has been today. You return serve like that, you're going to break a lot. And he has done it.
He just doesn't let you get into the point. You know, the way Pete Sampras plays, he tends to roll the ball into play, and the guys can hit some shots. I guess he just has you on the run from the first shot, and errors like this only make it more difficult for Ferreira to hang in.
Ferreira's 4th double of the match. If Agassi were to win this match quickly, Leif, you think Gilbert will take him out on that practice court and give him a little more action today?
I think they'll probably go into the air conditioning because it's hot out there. But Agassi likes the heat. You know, he lives in Nevada, Las Vegas, trains and plays out there in the heat. Although the humidity is a little bit different here, a lot more moisture in the air.
Just long. That backhand just floated over the baseline, and so once again, Agassi with a chance to break and go up 5-love. Ferreira's got to wonder what has hit him right now. Red hot Agassi. There's a look at break points. Agassi 4 out of 7. Very impressive. And another error, and so Andre Agassi now. When we return, Agassi serves for the match. Andre Agassi to serve now for this match and a berth in the finals, and this really has been quite a display from Agassi. It is rare that you see 2 world-class players with a score of 6-1 and 5-love in a best-of-3 semifinal match. Agassi has just put on a show out here, but he makes a rare error there. My colleague, Shiras, has headed courtside just in case this match concludes. We'll try and get a word with Agassi. Yeah, well, Hope that Agassi doesn't
15
go
all.
charging off the court in a hurry. He is in a big hurry today. Get this match wrapped up. 15 all. Agassi now 3 points away. Leaf, you're down courtside. What kind of pace does Agassi have right now?
Well, it's always amazing to be down courtside to see it firsthand, because when you're up in the booth or watching it on TV, you don't realize the power he generates on every shot. It's remarkable. Plus, it's a lot hotter down here than it is up in the booth, Bear.
I'm glad to hear that, Leaf. Very deep shot by Agassi. Just wide. How's the wind factor down there, Leaf?
Well, it's completely still, and that's what makes it even hotter down here. But again, you really get a feel for the hard work Ferreira's having to do just to stay in the point. Agassi is jerking him around pretty good side to side.
30 all. 2 points away now. Unbelievable run here from Agassi. 6-1, 5 love. No, that's going to go wide, and so Agassi now at match point to move into the finals. I'm not sure whether this crowd is applauding the great play of Agassi or trying to get Wayne Ferreira to stay in the match. There it is. Agassi, unbelievable display. Loses only one game out here in the semifinals. A straight set win. 6-1, 6 love. And we've talked about unusual happenings, but this certainly between two world-class players, most unusual, as Ferreira only picks up one game. So Agassi quickly to a straight set win. Stay with us. We'll talk to Agassi when we come back. Agassi, a straight set winner, 1 in love over Ferreira.
I don't want to buy a new piece.